Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Wednesday, March 25th, 2020. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson.
St. Kitts and Nevis has recorded its first case of the novel coronavirus COVID-19. The announcement came in a statement made by Minister of State with responsibility for health, the Honorable Wendy Phipps, today, Wednesday, March 25th.
It is my duty to inform you that as of 11:03 p.m. on Tuesday, March 24th, 2020, the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis confirmed its first two cases of the novel coronavirus disease, COVID-19, in St. Kitts. The patients are a 57-year-old female and the 21-year-old male, both of whom are Kittitian nationals, with recent travel histories to New York, USA, a jurisdiction which, up until March 24th, had recorded some 23,230 confirmed cases of COVID-19. My government has advised that both patients arrived in the Federation on March 18th, were tested on March 20th, and have been in home quarantine ever since their return to the Federation. Both patients and their families have been duly notified.
According to Senator Phipps, additional key measures are being taken.
1. In-depth contact tracing in an effort to correctly assess the persons with whom both patients would have interacted. 2. Quarantine and monitoring of the contacts of the patients in order to ensure that they are handled as per WHO-approved protocols. And 3. Based on data collected from contact tracing, containment of the infection would be executed in order to restrict spread of the infection in the local community. Cabinet has accepted the recommendation of the Ministry of Health that schools be closed as at the end of school day today.
Meantime, Federal Minister of Education, the Honorable Sean Richards, in a statement delivered on Tuesday evening, March 24th, said contingencies are already in place for the students' education during the closure of schools.
During the past week, teachers prepared students' learning packages that the children within all government primary and secondary schools would be given to take home. These educational packages are aimed at providing students with academic materials that they can work on to consolidate their learning. Parents, you now have an even greater responsibility to ensure that your children are completing the assigned work in the learning packages that your children are bringing home. If your child or ward is without a learning package, please contact the school promptly.
Minister Richards says the Ministry of Education will continue to update the public in the coming weeks. I'm Donis Wilkinson-Keynes reporting for the Nevis Newscast.
Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris has announced new measures the government of St. Kitts and Nevis is taking as part of its plan to protect and prepare our Federation for the advent of COVID-19. Effective Wednesday, March 25th at 11:59 p.m., the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis will be closing its borders to all commercial airline flights until April 7th, 2020. Worthy of note was the Prime Minister's announcement of a $120 million stimulus package. An additional $16.9 million for the health system, the postponement of property tax payments from June to September 2020, the removal of VAT and import duties from specified hygiene items for 6 months, the removal of import duties and customs service charges from vegetables, fruits, fruit juices, cough and cold preparations, and vitamins for 6 months. The waiver of water payments from April to June for persons who have been laid off or experience a reduction in earnings as a consequence of COVID-19. The reduction of the corporate income tax rate to 25% from April to June 2020 for businesses which retain 75% of their employees. A 50% reduction of the unincorporated business tax rate to 2% from April to June 2020. A $10 million injection to boost the agriculture sector, the waiver of farmers' water payments for 6 months, the provision of $5 million to support the Poverty Alleviation Program, income assistance of up to $1,000 for workers who will be impacted by COVID-19, additional income assistance for self-employed persons impacted by COVID-19, an additional $12 million to capitalize the severance payment fund, a loan repayment moratorium by the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis, a moratorium on mortgages by the National Housing Corporation, a moratorium on payments for electricity services by Skellig and Nevlec, a $5 million injection in the Fresh Start program, and the provision of $30 million for mortgage loans. Prime Minister Harris says the government will also reprioritize and accelerate capital projects which could have a direct positive impact on the economy. 8 employees of the Nevis Water Department were recognized on Wednesday, March 25th for their commitment to providing outstanding services related to the production, distribution, and water quality that is delivered to their customers. The awards ceremony comes on the heels of the celebration of World Water Day on Sunday, March 22nd. The awardees were Clishawn Wilson of the Production Division, Kenneth Powell of the Auto Mechanic Shop, O'Shane Williams of the Projects Department, Sherman Brown of the Administration and Billing Division, Llewellyn Wiltshire, Senior Lab Technician at the Quality Control Division, Keandre Williams of the Stores Department, Leighton Herbert of the Maintenance Division, and Ellery Jeffers of the Administration and Billing Division. Roger Hanley is the manager of the Nevis Water Department.
I would also like to thank the workers that are represented here for the dedication and the commitment that they would have rendered to the water department. The work of the water department can be very intense and frustrating, and so the ministry, with their gesture, thought it best to recognize a number of staff within the water department. To all the other staff of the water department, we crave your support. We also do recognize the effort that you put in, and we also want to know that it's a service that we offer to the public, and that we should also do our best.
The awards were presented by Minister responsible for water services, the Honorable Spencer Brand.
My heart is happy. I am elated to see that this would have taken place, because we all know that the minute water goes, you hear the cry. And I wanted the people of Nevis to see some of the faces who are on the front line, and I call you the unsung heroes of Nevis. I certainly want to use this opportunity also to say thank you on behalf of the entire cabinet and the whole of Nevis for the kind of work that you continue to do. Even though at times all of the circumstances are not perfect, you continue to forge ahead, and we are indeed grateful for that. So thank you. Continue to be the good example that you have been. Continue to ensure that you deliver for the people of Nevis water 24/7 and keep life as we know it going. We are indeed grateful, and I certainly want to say thank you and keep up the good works.
Also present were Principal Assistant Secretary in the Ministry of Communications and Works, Denzel Stanley, and Permanent Secretary, Dr. Ernest Stapleton, who chaired the ceremony. Still to come, Agriculture Department's Farmers Market begins tomorrow, Thursday, 26th. The details after this break.
Coming soon, March 30th. Get an insider look at what's going on in the Ministry of Social Development on the Move with Minister Honorable Eric Evelyn, Minister of Social Development and Culture et al.
Welcome back. The Department of Agriculture is this week having a sale at the propagation unit at Prospect. We caught up with a number of local farmers who expressed thanks to the ministry and department for this initiative.
The Agriculture Department is stretching out their hand to the farmers and to the public, and I'm really happy about this. I sorry we took this for getting these benefits, but never too late, you know. And I believe we on the good track of getting help from the Agriculture Department, and as again I want to appreciate it, and I want to produce more, and more people should come in for the plant. I have some watermelon here, also some papaya, numbers of plants. So I want you guys to come out and work together with the farmer also.
Godwin Brown, a farmer for over 10 years, noted that he is quite happy with the stimulus package and stated that the consumers should benefit greatly from the initiative.
If they are making such a valid contribution to the farmers, the contribution or price, whatever it takes, should be passed on to the consumer. And so the food should not be sold at an exorbitant price or prices because of the non-importation and things like that. And so even though that we are getting so-called free, it is really not free. We need to help our fellow men in time like this. And if it is passed on to the general public as farmers, the price being set to it, we take the things to the agricultural land, they sold it, then and only then I believe that the consumer gain the benefit of it. I want to thank the department daily, and I want to thank everybody who is part of it, and we want to assure you that your food should be your medicine, and once we are around, we're going to provide, we're going to supply, and we're going to help Nevis grow.
A number of fruit trees are available for purchase, including strawberry, lime, orange, watermelon, tomato, and guava. Mint, rosemary, thyme, herbs, and other seasons are also available. The sale at the propagation unit ends on Friday, March 27th, 2020.
We're going to have a farmers market, the first one being on Thursday, which will be held on the top of Government Road, and the second one, which will be on Friday, which will be held at Beach Street. So some of the produce that we had being sold here today, we would have had some sweet peppers, green bananas, watermelon, onions, the famous local onions, local carrots, local corn, and a few more. And because these things are very, in high demand, many persons would have came here, so majority of our products would have already been sold out, and we have to be rushing back and forth to get more. So don't think that you miss out. If you don't get produce today, definitely you get produce on Thursday and Friday, and whatever we might have here still, come on down and support.
Extension Officer in the Department of Agriculture, Shakima Hanley, speaking about the upcoming farmers market. Hanley was speaking during a sale at the George Mowbray Hanley Market Complex on Tuesday, March 24th, where the Department of Agriculture hosted a sale of fruits and vegetables. Farmers market takes place at the top of Government Road on Thursday, March 26th, and on Friday, March 27th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. A number of fruits and vegetables will be on sale, as well as meat products from the abattoir division. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.